everyone, it's Pearl Jellyfish. Today is March 22nd, 2020, and I thought that, sorry about the noise, again, one of my bunnies is digging. So, today is March 22nd, and I thought that I would make a slime for today's National Day. Today's National Day is World Water Day. So I thought that for this, I would super watery slime. So it's going to be more watery than I've ever made a slime. So I'm not sure how well it will work. Hopefully super well, but I really don't know. So let's get going. So I thought that since it's water day, I would make a watercolored slime. And usually we think of water as being like clearish, well, clear. And a lot of people think of like oceans and ponds and stuff as being blue because that's the color it's tinted from the sky. So I thought that we would give it a little bit of a bluish hint, but mostly clear. Okay. So first we're going to use some clear glue. Now we're going to add some baking soda. This is one of the 2 ingredients in the activator that we're using. The other ingredient is contact lens solution. So we'll mix this. For most of my videos, I like to just say each ingredient as I add it, but I thought that for most of this, I would just show it all. So here it is. Now I'm going to add glycerin. I'm adding a little bit more than usual because I want it to be extra glossy. And extra stretchy because we'll be adding so much water that usually it just breaks. Now we're going to add our little bit of blue. I'm going to find the perfect blue for it. I'm using a little bit of this blue, just a tiny bit. We don't want too much. It's good. There. Okay. We'll mix that in. This is probably my favorite part of the making slime. I love watching the color swirl in. Most of the time I don't make super bright slimes. I like to keep them at like a normal brightness. So you can see that we have a hint of blue in it. Now it's time to add the water. We need a lot because it's watery slime. It might seem like it's never going to turn into slime like this, but trust me, as long as you have the right ingredients, it should. I'm not saying that that's a 100% and you need to have the ratios pretty perfect. They don't have to be quite exact, but pretty close. So now you can see how really watery it is, but it's still a little gooey. So now we're going to add contact lens solution. You'll need a whole bunch of this because it's so watery. So you'll just add some and mix it, add some and mix it, and you'll start to see how it's getting thicker. If you've added a whole bunch and it's not thicker, you'll want to add a little bit of baking soda or whatever the other ingredient in your activator is. Unless you have a 1 ingredient activator, then just keep adding and adding. If you try all of these things and it still isn't getting thicker, then you'll want to add a little more glue because you might have diluted the solution with too much water. So you can already see how mine is getting thicker. It's not as sloshy, and when you drip it, you can see it's gooier. So it's working. So just keep going for a while. So I'm sure you don't want to see all of the mixing and adding and stuff. So we'll just show you part way and part way and part way until we have slime. So let's keep going. So I added some more and kept mixing, and you can tell how much thicker it really is. It's a whole bunch slower, and it doesn't really shake. So we're obviously getting there. Just keep going. It will look like it's pretty much white because there's so many bubbles in it from mixing it so much. Don't worry, after it sits for about a day or two, without a whole lot of playing with it, it will be crystal clear. So just keep going. So now our slime is getting super thick and really hard to mix. Don't worry, it should be doing this, and it should be almost pulling away from the edges but then going back to stick. This is perfect. Just keep adding and mixing. Our slime is now in one big clump. You can see it no longer sticks to the edges, but it is still sticking to the bottom a little. And you can see that when we touch it, it pretty much sticks. So keep adding more and more. But now you want to use it in little, smaller bits. So just keep going. Okay. Our slime is now at the point where we need to hand mix it the rest of the way. So you'll want to put a little bit of this on your slime, just a few drops all around, and then put some on your hands to make sure that it doesn't stick to them much. If you're using a different activator, just put a little of that on your hands. If you get really dry hands and it sticks to you a lot, then you might want to use gloves. You can just use super cheap plastic ones. You don't want to use fabric gloves because it will really stick to them. Okay. So get it off of your spatula, and then just kind of mix it in your bowl. You can tell that it's still pretty sticky, so add a little more water. Contact lens solution, not water. Keep going. So now it should spread out all the way like this, but when you gather it together, see when you pull your hand away, it should jiggle like that, see? See that jiggling? It should be doing that. We're going to take it out of the bowl and put it on the tray. Get it all off. So just keep adding. And so you'll just want to keep adding your activator until it gets to the consistency that you want. Some people like it kind of sticky like this. Some people want it to not stick to them at all. So at this point, it's just your preference. You can experiment by, like dividing it in half and keeping some sticky and adding more to some, and so on. So I just want a little bit more, and then that's the kind of texture that I like. I like it to not stick to me and be super jiggly, but I still want it to be a little sticky. Last little bit. Okay, so here's our slime. It's super nice and it's really jiggly. It also makes super nice noises. Okay, so thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you have a great World Water Day. Make sure to drink some water and save some water. So, like I said, have a great World Water Day. You can like this video, you can subscribe to my channel, and if you have any questions, comments, ideas for another video, or something you thought I could have done better, just contact bunnyfluff2020@gmail.com. Have a great day!